This is Design with Diego, episode number 5, and let's go ahead and get started on this redesign, taking this bland and boring app and adding a little bit of taste and personality to it. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so similar to last time, we're gonna get started with the audit. We're gonna go through what's working with the app and what's not working, what I see some room for innovation and where we can kind of edit some things. The whole reason why I wanted to redesign this app in the first place was one, because, I use the app a bit, all right? I'm not, Hey, I don't use it too much, but I use it enough. All right, you see my points there. Over the years, the history of McDonald's, that it's been around. I mean, even when I was young, it was more enjoyable. It was fun, it was playful. It had different colors and better toys, honestly, and a better layout, better feel to it. And recently, I feel like the whole app and the whole McDonald's vibe has changed from a fun, friendly place that you want to go to just a corporate box, a cardboard box, basically, that looks like IKEA. I mean, it looks nice and it looks great and the food's still good, but it's just not the same. It's not the same anymore. And the app reflects that. As you can tell, I mean, there's nothing but white. It's just a white background on gray with a pinch of yellow. Overall tone, I mean, the app feels corporate and lifeless, and the UI with zero flavor. I mean, where's the red and the nostalgic feel that you're used to? Now, even with the order tab, I guess, and I always wondered why they put order instead of menu, and maybe they have a good UX backed decision, there, but I'm not sure. In my perspective of things, I believe that we should have it say menu. So that was one of the notes that I had made. But secondly, the visual hierarchy, everything from rewards to the deals, it's all crammed together. It's basically just a list with little breathing room, making it feel flat and uninviting. And the actual menu, so here we have the order menu as well, it's what it's used for. So let me bring this one to the front here. So this is where you would go to order your meals, if you wanted to get a specific type of food, the burger, chicken, nuggets, whatever, what have you. But the menu UX, it's just, it's basically a glorified receipt. There's no excitement, no clear personality, and it's easy to use. I understand that, but there's still a certain level of enjoyment that I feel like is taken away by it just being so simple. And finally, a pain point that I had, at least, I feel like the reorder layout and the system here is just, I believe that the reorder section of the app could use some changes. And that is really in just the ease of use. I mean, obviously, whenever you go to the tab itself, there's just so many options. I mean, you see here, it just looks complicated. I don't even want to get into it. Like, really, whenever I'm going back and I would like to just reorder something that I've had before, I don't want to have to go back in, click reorder, and then go through all the steps. I feel like there's just too many user steps there. So I feel like if we simplified that by having it either all expanded out, and I also looked at some competitors and saw how they kind of did things. And there was one where they have the page, so the way that they have it expanded out, where you could easily and quickly add just one item or another without having to go through and manually click to open and expand these items. I feel like that's just a lot easier to use. And so if we have the menu laid out in a different way, that could increase or make the overall user experience better. But I decided that we were going to go ahead and redesign 3 pages, and the 3 main pages that I feel like could use the most work, at least. So of course we have the homepage here, and then we have our order or menu page, and then finally we have our total, the payment page, basically. So let's go over what we're fixing. We're injecting fun and warmth back into the design and creating a more intuitive and focused experience, while also reducing friction and user steps in the ordering process, while highlighting visuals of the food to stimulate appetite and boost sales. So those are our goals and the goals of this redesign. So let's go ahead and hop in and look over the wireframes. I started off using a grid like I always do. I have the McDonald's redesign grid here. Go ahead and turn it on so you can get a look at it. And we have a 4-count column with a margin 24 pixels and our gutter at 16 pixels. Grid that we use for this redesign, go ahead and turn that off. And the next thing is we went ahead and swapped out a couple of these icons. So I swapped out our order button icon for this menu with our burger. So my idea with this homepage was that we could have the actual location for the restaurant here at the top so the user could find it quickly and easily swap it out without having to go into a whole separate page to find out which location they're even ordering from. And not only that, but it's up and out of the way. You really don't notice it until you think like, oh, hold on, let me make sure I'm ordering it to the right location. And if you don't already like automatically have that programmed into your mind as a habit, you might end up ordering it to the wrong location. I feel like that might be something that they suffer from. The next thing is we have this hero section here where we can still promote our products or whatever promotion we have going on. But I think that this section here is kind of repeated. So we have our more points, more free food. And right here, we have in the mood for free food. So we kind of have like a double ad there. And I feel like that's usable and prime real estate that we could use. So I switched it out and swapped it out for our reward section. And then right below that, we have our menu. So from the home page, you can quickly jump into the menu, boom, you can hop in, grab a reward, don't even have to go into a separate page. You don't have to go into your menu or rewards page. Once you click on the menu, you'll go into that. So I think that just reduces a lot of user steps and makes the whole user journey a lot simpler and easier to go through. So beyond that, we go into our menu. Now here's what I was talking about with the separate sections. So we would have, our recent orders. We would have, our orders here. You'd click on that and then, have our expanded section. This would actually honestly be laid out it'd be laid out a bit different with the recent orders because you'd be able to go in and take specific items. Now, whenever we go into the high fidelity, I ended up doing a separate tab, but I feel like that is how the recent orders should be laid out. And that way you don't have to go through these little buttons and these different user steps to try to find specific items that you've ordered before. You could just click on one tab, have it here, click the plus, and boom, it's in your cart. Beyond that, we have our pickup location again. You can swap it out for pickup or delivery. Menu, just telling you what tab you're on. And then we have our payment page where you can see, what you're buying, the quantity, total, edit, remove. Again, letting you know where you're buying it from. So there's no chance that you will not know which location you are getting it from. You're seeing it on the home page, you're seeing it on the menu page, and you are seeing it at the payment page. So every step of the way, you know exactly where you're ordering this food from. Now, enough of me going over the boring wireframes. Let's go ahead and jump in and look over the beautiful high fidelity wireframe. So here is the redesign homepage. We brought the energy up, bolder food imagery, a cleaner call to action flow, and a better hierarchy. We moved the app exclusive deals higher up so users see the value instantly. And we also we opened up the menu categories by default. That way we could reduce the unnecessary user clicks. This version feels inviting and modern, but still undeniably McDonald's. We still have a modern feel, but without the boring hospital-esque vibe. But let's go ahead and jump into our new menu. The menu page got a total glow up. Instead of a never-ending list, we introduced visually rich categories. We have the burgers, the chicken, the sides, everything that we had before, but with our new recent tab, as well as including all of our appetizing images and clear spacing. It feels more like a menu board that you'd see in store. It's familiar, interactive, and there's less guesswork, and it doesn't feel like a list or a receipt anymore. It's more fun. So what happens if we want to go ahead and buy a Big Mac? So we go ahead and click on it. We go through our flow of, changing and editing, what we want on our Big Mac. Then it gets added to our cart and we go to our payment portal, or payment page at least. Here you can have your item, how many you're buying, the price, as well as what store you're picking up from. We have our total down here, and then we went ahead and moved the calories per day down here right below the subtotal. So you still see it, it's still there, and you pretty much have to see it, but it's not up here and taking up prime real estate. And we still include our my rewards, as well as letting the user know about, you know, collecting points and all that good stuff. But I feel like there's still room for more improvement here. I feel like you could add maybe an opportunity for last minute buying, you know, really playing on people's impulse buying. I know that's where the majority of stores get their purchases from, is from impulse purchases, you know, at the registers and stuff like that. So if you had your reward section, maybe something here, that could be something that you could add in the future. But that's all gonna be going into user testing, and laying out the app in a smarter UX way increases the actual sales that the app will see. The app got a complete overhaul and looks completely brand new and beautiful and bold, but still McDonald's. I had to open up the window here, all my lights are going off, but let's go and look at a quick side-by-side comparison from bland to bold, from cold to craveable, and from the corporate boring app that used to be the McDonald's app to the new consumer first and beautiful platform that we see, well, in front of you. This is what happens when we design with intent, with personality, and with the user at the center of our design. But that's it for episode 5 of Design with Diego. If you enjoyed this redesign, smash that like button and comment on which app I should redesign next. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see y'all later.